15 years ago, my life was almost perfect. And then the doctor told me that I had cancer. As soon as I heard the C word, it was as if life was saying no to me. I decided then that I had to get past that no and say yes to the rest of my life.
Every day I wake up, I'm in pain, right? I gotta swing my legs off the side of the bed. I gotta get in this wheelchair.
I was 7 and my father was robbed and killed outside his store. And so yeah, in that moment, so much changed for me.
I denounced my gang in prison to all of the Bloods who were looking up to me and say, I'm no longer with this.
Wow.
I'm not a gang member no more.
No one's born bad, right? We're human beings. We're born in the same way. We're born in this world with love.
The more you've experienced no, the more you're exercising the muscle, and it gets stronger. So that when the next no comes, you're like, oh, I've seen that no before.
Who killed our kid was a group of kids just walked into our town and created havoc, and they broke out shooting.
Saying yes means it's going to either take a lot of work and do things that they may not want to do, but yet they may know is the right thing to do.
The secret sauce of saying yes when life says no is believing in something greater than you, bigger than you, more powerful than you.
I have to say yes every single day, and like no excuses.
I've been blessed to meet some of the most successful people in the world, but each of them has had a struggle before they experience their success. So saying yes when life says no can in fact be a process. And everyone we talk to during this series is going to explain how they've managed their process and achieved the unachievable. And that is to look no in the face and say yes when life says no.
Well, Dr. Soaries, we are here in the state-of-the-art studio. This looks amazing. How are you?
Well, I'm great. I'm excited, and I'm encouraged by your encouragement. The whole team has just really pushed me beyond the point that I thought I would go, and I appreciate it.
Good. Well, this has been a long time coming. You've spent so many years walking people through different chapters of their life, financially, personally, spiritually, and now we are here at Say Yes When Life Says No. So how do you feel about this chapter that we're at right now, and why now? Why are you doing this show right now?
I think it's important because the world is changing so quickly. When I was a child, the world changed maybe every 15 to 20 years. Now the world changes every 15 to 20 days with artificial intelligence, virtual reality, and economic shifts that are happening. I think a lot of people that I encounter and people that I read about are just frozen or stuck or worse, intimidated and fearful. But there's a verse in the Bible that has always propelled me, and it's where Paul tells the Corinthian church, no matter what you're going through, there's always a way out.
Always.
And that whole idea of there being a way out, there is a strategy. As long as I'm breathing, and as long as I can see or talk or have blood in my veins, as long as I'm alive, there's something for me tomorrow that I didn't have yesterday. So it's a matter of looking for the opportunity despite the obstacle, and that's why I'm so excited, because wherever you go, not just here, but throughout the world, people are really intimidated, and it's not that I have the answer to what's next, but my role is to convince people there is a what's next and to motivate them to find it through other people's stories. And that's why I have such the privilege of helping promote other people's stories.
And the timing could not be more right because people are looking for hope, inspiration. Like you said, these are some really interesting times. And I think folks are trying to hold on to that little bit light at the end of the tunnel. And so can you talk to me a little bit about some of the stories that folks are going to be seeing on the screen when they watch the show?
Sure. I think so far, one of my favorites is the young man from Pittsburgh who was shot by a police officer 5 times. The police officer thought he was someone else. He was paralyzed from his waist down for the rest of his life. And you couldn't get a bigger no in life than that. And he ended up forming a partnership with the very police department that the officer worked for, and actually meeting with the officer who shot him. And now he's in partnership with the police department, helping the community through police community partnerships. I mean, that is just incredible. And so Leon Ford is just one of my heroes. And then Randall Pinkett, who won The Apprentice on television.
We all saw it.
And we had this, listen, we had this big apprentice party at the church because he's a member of my church.
Oh, wow.
And we were all in the basement cheering for him. And when he won, we were ecstatic. And then Mr. Trump says, well, do you mind sharing this with someone? It was such a letdown after all of those weeks of competing and then winning. But to see Randall's grace and how he's rebounded from that, and how he did not allow that moment, which was seen nationally, to really undermine his self-confidence. In fact, it boosted his self-confidence. And he's gone on to be a very successful entrepreneur. And then to have a young man who almost didn't finish high school. His teachers told him basically, get out of here. And he just starts fixing up houses. And now he's a mega businessman. He owns a hotel, he owns houses, he owns a jet and yachts. And when he walks into a room, no one knows who he is.
Right.
I just love that about Jack Morris. And then a woman who's in jail 27 years and is sane enough to talk about it, but uses her trauma to in turn bless and serve other women who have been incarcerated. These stories are just phenomenal. And what I think, Des, is that what we need to do now, more than ever, is to look beyond the labels and to look beyond the levels of experience and levels of success and try to peel away all of the layers of how we look and what we do and really focus on our humanity, our common humanity. What does it mean to be human? Not Democrat or Republican, not male or female, not black, white, but what is it that's unique about us in terms of our humanity? Because when we see crises, when 9/11 happened, the Democrats, the Republicans, the whole country came together. They sang "God Bless America," and we loved each other for about 36 hours.
Yeah, it was,
it was
a great 36.
When there's a tragedy, but there's an ongoing tragedy, and that is that I think we've become so materialistic. Dr. King worried about the same thing. We've become so consumer-driven that our quest for more things has really subordinated our desire to be human. And I think when we hear these stories of resilience, when we hear people's responses to challenges, to failure, then I think we really unpack the potential that we have as humans to get beyond the barriers and really not just have a blessing, but be a blessing to others.
I love that. You are such the right person to have these kind of conversations and to weave all these lessons together, because these folks did not know each other. All their stories are very different, but they each had a no, right? Life was telling them no. And for some, life told them no many times.
Right.
And so the yes was about their fortitude, their resilience, and also their faith.
Right. So it creates a mindset because we have choices in life. And one choice is to surrender to circumstances. The other choice is to not let circumstances win. And that's a mindset. Yeah. It's the proverbial, is the glass half empty or half full? It's a decision to respond to whatever life brings and not let life and its occurrences define who we are. And I could do this every day, all day, because I get encouraged every time I hear the story. But I get motivated because I want the world to hear these stories.
And it's time, I think it's time to have some fresh outlook. It's also time to have some inspiration. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Soaries. We are so excited. I'm actually one of the co-executive producers with you, and so is Martin Soaries and Michael Penix. We're so excited that this show is going to inspire so many. Stay tuned, folks, for a sneak peek at the first episode of Say Yes When Life Says No.
Joining me in the studio today is just a superstar. He is someone that I've admired for years, and someone that, if you don't remember, you will remember by the time we get finished today. We have entrepreneur, author, thought leader right here today on Say Yes When Life Says No, Randall Pinkett. Randall, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. Good to be here. Good to see you.
So Randall, we talk to people all the time about the fact that life comes with no's, with barriers, with opposition. But rarely do we encounter someone who was basically told no after winning a competition, going through a grueling process, and then at the conclusion, when it's time to get the prize, you're basically told no on national television. But you were so prepared on The Apprentice to respond to that no. Talk about that night and how it felt.
Yeah, so to set the context, The Apprentice reality television show in the early years of reality TV.
Right.
18 entrepreneurs competing to run one of Donald Trump's companies. Final two, Lincoln Center, 14 million people, live television.
Live.
We get through the deliberations. Donald says, Randall, you're hired. I'm celebrating. I'm high-fiving the cast. I'm doing chest bumps. I'm pointing at the camera. Called me back. He actually banged the table, called me back and said, Randall, something else I want to ask you. After having just been hired and declared the winner, do you want to share the title with the runner-up? Which is kind of like a remix on a no. Like, I want you,
right,
but I don't want you. I want both of you.
Right.
And by any objective standard, it was not a tie. It wasn't a close competition. And I say that with all humility and all objectivity. But I did hear rumors that he was going to contemplate pulling that stunt. So I was prepared for him to hire us outright. I wasn't prepared for him to hire me and then ask me, do you want to share the title? But I knew I had a guiding principle going in. I'm not walking away from that boardroom table unless I am the single and sole winner, which reflected my words. Because after he asked me, I said, Donald, I should be the single and sole winner.
Right.
I said, this is not the apprentice.
Right.
It's the apprentice.
Apprentice would be the Greek version of a plural.
Right, exactly. And he said, is that how you think it should be? I said, that's how I think it should be. And it's interesting, in the pandemic, my daughter found the show, because she wasn't born when the show came out. And we watched it together. I didn't tell her the scenario. And at that moment, she said, Daddy, why did he do it? I said, well, truthfully, I don't know why he did it. But I'll tell you what my message was that night to you and to everyone else. That when you have earned the title, do not be afraid to claim the title. And that's what I did.
We had a watch party at the church.
Yes.
With hundreds of people.
Yes.
And when that happened, you could hear pins drop. But after your response, it was like a Super Bowl victory. It was unbelievable. But to have that resolve and to be prepared instantly.
Yeah.
Many of us have to regroup after having a disappointment, a rejection, a no. You were ready on the spot.
Yeah.
And I think that is when your stock went up, not just in my mind, but in so many people. People will remember that for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
But that wasn't the first no that you received.